Here's an interview with Morgan Mathews about his movie, Shooting Bigfoot, a movie in which he supposedly was run over and attacked by a Bigfoot, and a Bigfoot was killed. You must ask yourself the question, does this sound like a man who was attacked by a Bigfoot and has seen and filmed a dead Bigfoot?
Last night, dozens of Bigfoot researchers and enthusiasts descended on Toronto for the world premiere of a film at this year's Hot Docs Festival. For months, rumor has been circulating that Morgan Mathews' secretive new documentary, Shooting Bigfoot, was going to blow the lid off the mystery once and for all. Our producer, David McDougall, caught up with a group of Bigfoot hunters from Minnesota after the film finished. Morgan Mathews is the director of that film. We reached him in a cab in Toronto.
So, Morgan, you heard from those people who came out of your film last night, the premiere. They're saying, asking if you're hoaxing the world and does the Sasquatch really exist? Where's the evidence? What do you say to them?
Well, it depends what they've heard, and as I understand it, there have been lots of rumors going around that I am in possession of the body of Bigfoot, or I have moved the body of Bigfoot to a secret location in America somewhere. And that's not the case, and I certainly didn't put those rumors out there. So I'm sorry if those guys were disappointed not to see a dead Bigfoot, but there's certainly something quite surprising that happens at the end of the film, and I don't know if they expanded on that, but people will have to watch the film and make their own minds up.
Did you set out to find Bigfoot or to show people who believe Bigfoot's there or are looking for Bigfoot?
This is a childhood interest of mine, and when I found out that there were men who continued that interest into their adult years, I was keen to meet them, and also just to perhaps rekindle some of that interest I had as a kid. And you know, if there is a possibility that Bigfoot was out there, then I was certainly interested to find out if that was the case. But also, I was just interested in the guys I met and what made them tick, and where these beliefs came from, because they are very strong-held beliefs. And as you all know, if you speak to anyone in the Bigfoot community as it's known, they take it very seriously, and it's almost religious.
Well, they get very angry when you suggest that the Bigfoot's just a mythology or an invention. So did they have any idea that you might not be on side with them, or you were hanging out with these men?
Well, it's not that I wasn't on side, and there are the guys in the film are there's 4 guys in the film, and they don't necessarily represent the wider Bigfoot community. They represent themselves, and within the Bigfoot community there are lots of different factions and different beliefs, and not everybody gets on with each other. So it wasn't really a case that these guys are representing the entire community, and there are lots of guys out there who would disagree with them and have different beliefs. But I just chose 4 men who I found interesting and spent some time with them to see where that would take us, and it ended up taking us somewhere quite interesting, extreme, and unexpected.
Can you tell us a bit about these men that you traveled with?
There's a man called Rick Dyer and a man called Tom Biscardi, who have some shared history, but now don't speak at all, and not on good terms. And then there are 2 men from Ohio called Dallas and Wayne, who describe themselves as Bigfoot researchers, whereas Rick Dyer would describe himself as a master tracker.
And did any of them say they'd actually ever seen Bigfoot?
They all say that.
How convincingly do they tell you they've seen Bigfoot?
Well, it's I think you can, if you watch the film, you can make your own mind up about how convincing that is. I mean, they're certainly very passionate about their descriptions and about their beliefs, and they stick to their guns and their claims.
And what did they show you? Because they took you into the woods, showing you footprints, and some of them have collected hair samples, all kinds of things. What evidence did they present?
Well, there was certainly what you could describe and what they would describe as evidence. And again, I don't want to say too much, but to some people it will be very compelling, and to others perhaps not so. But there is something quite extreme at the end of the film, which may or may not have been a close encounter.
But to go back to your earlier remark that what was so interesting was the hunters more than Bigfoot. These are crazy characters. These are wild men. What possesses them to spend so much of their lives looking for this Sasquatch?
Well, because they believe in it, and they say they believe in it. And for me, I was just interested where that motivation came from and whether it was genuine. And I don't know if I got to the bottom of that, but they are unwavering in their conviction, whether you believe them or not. They really do. They don't change their minds.
But this one fellow you just mentioned, Rick Dyer, who's a used car salesman, he was caught trying to pass a Halloween costume off as the body of a Sasquatch. So do you think they genuinely believe that Bigfoot really exists?
Well, Rick was involved in a hoax in 2008, and he's very public about that. Everybody in the Bigfoot community knows that. And when I met Rick, he was claiming to have turned over a new leaf, and he was quite evangelical. He said that he had seen Bigfoot and that now he was on a mission to prove it and to redeem himself for what happened in 2008.
Have these men seen your documentary?
They haven't seen it yet.
How do you think?
They've seen parts of it, but not yet.
How do you think they'll react?
It depends. I've spoken to them about what's in the film. And, up until now, we've had a good relationship. So I think the film is a fair representation of them. I think it's a really good watch. So I think it's got some good elements, and I hope that they can appreciate that.
But they also think that you maybe have film that you're not going to share, that you're covering up what you know about the existence of Bigfoot, right? I
know that some people are saying that.
Do you believe that Bigfoot exists?
It's a difficult question.
Really?
It's a difficult question. Do you believe he exists?
Oh, no.
No.
Do you believe? What is this? Like Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny? I mean, do you believe it?
I think the world is a better place if we believe that Bigfoot is out there.
Okay, we'll leave it there, Morgan. All right. Best of luck with your film.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
When asked if he believes Bigfoot exists, he says it's a difficult question. Does this sound like a person that's been knocked down and run over by Bigfoot? Does it sound like a person that has seen a real Bigfoot or a dead Bigfoot? I don't think it does. Thanks for watching.